Well, you know what's happening today. Voters casting ballots in Georgia and across America as the polls are set to close in just about 20 minutes here. It could be a while before we find out some of tonight's winners. Now, Channel 2 political analyst Bill Crane with us.
And you are anticipating a long night. So are we, but you are.
I'm anticipating that we won't have a lot of results finalized until days from now.
And why? Why is that?
Well, we have a record number turnout of early and advanced voting. We had a record number of absentee ballots cast. Those are all paper. They all have to be hand tabulated. And because of a couple of court rulings and people who showed up today who might not have had the paperwork or their ideas they needed, they cast provisional ballots, which are also on paper. Those will all be tabulated last by hand. And provisional ballots have to be individually certified that that voter is who they say they are and they're at the address and in the right place. All of that takes time when we're looking at turnout that may be around 55%, which is about 4 million voters.
Bill, you're a student, of course, of politics, specifically races. It's what you do. So I have this question. What do you make of what I would call modern era polling? There's been a lot of discussion that as fewer people have landlines, it's less reliable. Do you believe that?
I think there are several things that are making it harder for it to be as accurate as it used to be. The first of that, as you mentioned, is no more landlines. The second is you can no longer tie a landline or an address to a voter the way you could in the old days. And as more and more people are on mobile phones, more and more pollsters are also using automated robo-dials to do those polls. I hang up on every one of them. I don't care who I'm getting robo-dialed by, and a lot of voters do, so that pulls you out of the sample if you're not willing to do a survey that's done electronically.
Quickly, talk about the possibility of a runoff and then also this other big race we're watching, which is Congressional District 6.
Ted Metz, who is the Libertarian candidate, has consistently polled between 1.5% and 2%. If he gets that, which traditionally it would drop, but if he holds those numbers, that leaves 98 to 98.5% of the vote. Every poll shows this race a dead heat. Divide 98.5% by 2, you don't get anyone with 50% of the vote. The chances are looking pretty good for a runoff in Georgia. That would be December the 4th. The second question, Karen Handel's race in the 6th congressional. Lucy McBath, the Democratic challenger, has campaigned very closely with the Democratic nominee, Stacey Abrams. She's campaigned very passionately on the issue of gun safety in an area that has a lot of public schools. And she also has outspent, which is very rare, a Democratic challenger to outspend a Republican incumbent. All of those things factored with demographic shifts and the Year of the Woman and Me Too put this a neck-and-neck race with a write-in candidate. It's possible that that one could be a runoff.
A runoff as well.
Bill, we are so glad that we will have you through a night that may very well become a morning together.
I have a pot of coffee boiling, and I've got another flask of it with the good stuff in it, coffee, to keep me here and up and about.
I was like, what kind of flask are you talking about?
That may be necessary around 5 or 6 o'clock this morning, but I don't have it.
All right, Bill, thank you.